your shadows from my soul as these walls begin to fall. Head lost in the silence, cold stars illuminate the secrets on your tongue and the poison in my lungs. Where every passage ends, a new road begins. The further I descend, your labyrinth. Blind eyes in the darkness, frail hands reaching out, sword echoes in the smoke as the doors behind me close. No cure for the madness, each turn tangled in the fear of losing sight of the slowly fading light. Where every passage ends, a new road begins.
Hello and welcome back, everybody, to Talent League, the major division. Today we're gonna have an exciting game, hopefully, like I always hope so. And with me, I have the lovely co-caster, Jager or Sean. How are you doing, Sean?
Hello, Liero. Very excited to cast. Actually, it is my first casting gig on Talent. I was gonna do it, a bit earlier, but rescheduling problems. But yeah, finally here, excited to start it off, and we have a spicy game here today in front of us, right? Aero and Ruhrsports. You wanna run us through a bit of the stats before we get into the game?
I don't think we have any particular stats this time around for the players. But what we are going to talk about is the standings, and most of what you see on the screen right now is, by the way, relevant, but only the fact that Karlstad, they're not in fifth, they're actually in second, and we just had a little bit of a hiccup there. So they're in second place right now, with 9 points. That's the difference there. Besides that, everything is the same. And as we said, we have Vor playing against Error, right?
Mm-hmm.
So Error is the seventh place team, and actually they played two matches until now, and they don't have a single win under their belt. So they have two draws, and that's it. So they didn't lose yet, and they didn't win yet. And Vor is actually doing a little bit better than them, actually way better than them. They had two wins and one loss. So, but they also played one more game. So, judging from that, it should be hard to tell. But Vor looks like they should be a little bit better here. But this is anyone's game. These
Mm-hmm.
teams are also not that far apart in standing. So,
Yep.
hopefully, we're gonna have an exciting match.
Yep, and like you said, I couldn't have said it better myself. And if you look at the standings, Aero has only played two games, and that makes them like a double-edged sword. If they win both these games, they get shot up in the rankings, right? So it's gonna be hard to tell because you said they haven't won a game, but they can say they also haven't lost a game yet. They're on 2 points in two games. It'll be interesting to see how they, you know, turn up after these next two games and like get caught up with all the other teams. But yeah, anything else you want to add?
No, if the teams are ready, I think we're ready to go here. I'm really excited to get this one going. The maps for today are going to be Villa and then Consulate. I feel like these are two exciting maps to watch. to cast, to play, anything like that. And I'm just really happy that we're gonna be playing these maps today. So Villa and Consulate. And I guess we're gonna hop in when everyone's ready.
Yep. And just a quick bring up, looking over the maps that these two teams have played before. The first map, Villa, Aero has played it before against QEG, and they did lose 1-7. So it'll be interesting to see how they line up this time and see if they can improve on that scoreline to possibly get that dub. Meanwhile, Ruhrsports have had success on it, definitely. They've won 7-5 once against Wolves Esports, and I think that's about it. Yeah. So going into this match, it definitely seems that Ruhrsports has the advantage just by simple map deductions. They have the more wins on this map, but it has been a while, I think, since Aero have played on this map. So, and I think they've also got a new player. So going into the map bans, it'll be interesting to see how the map bans actually line up. So coming on to this first ban coming in from Aero on the attack, and it is a Thatcher ban, standard ban on this map. I would say nothing too crazy. As Tyrell would always say, he doesn't like a Thatcher ban. He wants it to be on the map. But like always, it's always going to be banned almost on every
It's
map.
always gonna be banned, man. There's nothing you can do about it. I mean, it's just a paradox at this point. Everyone is just practicing without him, and even if he was weak right now, they would still ban it just because they're not used to playing against him.
He doesn't like
The problem is they're not only not used to playing against him, they're also not used to playing with him, because when you're bringing in a Thatcher, that probably means that you're replacing one of your fraggers with a Thatcher. So you're
Yeah.
replacing a Yana or maybe a Zofia or an Ash for a Thatcher, and if the player is not familiar with the gameplay of playing Thatcher, he might not be useful with his EMPs. And if you're bringing in a useless Thatcher that cannot use EMPs correctly, you might as well bring in an Ash instead that has a better gun, and Ash charges that are more user friendly. I would say not that EMPs are hard to throw. It's just that um,
the angles,
it just
getting the right
it's just
spot.
that it's a little bit different in the team environment. It's not a ranked game, and sometimes you really need to communicate well with your EMPs. You need to make sure that you're in the right place at the right time, and I think like that's the most important thing. And a lot of these
Mhm.
entry fraggers that when you put them on Thatcher, they actually struggle a lot with being at the right place at the right time, because maybe your Thatcher went on lurk right now and he's lurking below on Villa and he's not in position to EMP, and oops, he's dead now. Or even if he got a kill, you should have opened that wall, and that wall is not breached right now because he went for a kill.
Yeah. I mean, you never want a Thatcher to die early in the round. He's one of the worst operators, almost as bad as maybe losing a heart breach. The utility clearing he brings with his EMP grenades, he counters Jaeger and Vumai thrown at the right angles. He can do so much if they know the correct correct spots to throw them in, and just counter so much in general. So yeah, bringing into this first round, it does look to be a Aviator defense. Having a bit of technical difficulties, but I think it is an Aviator defense. You can see that the team of Aero Revolution are playing a pretty standard lineup, I would say. They have the drone denial of the Mute, the Valkyrie, for that information, the Jaeger and Vumai for that, of course, those flash denials, and of course you also have the smoke playing. And meanwhile, on actually Ruhrsports, they do bring the IQ, which with the Valkyrie play, it does make sense, and it is a pick that, most teams should bring, but you're sacrificing the other operator, like you said, like maybe an Iana play here to help roam clear faster. She's not going to be brought, so she's going to have to make good use of her utility, and she can get a few things. She can get those Valk cams, maybe spot out the ADSs and mute jammers, and get a lot of good intel and see how much utility is spent for her. As you can see here, Leiko is going to be holding aggressively onto Statue here, onto that Master Rello. He is being supported as well by Tenjin of Aero in a similar rat position, I think, inside of Deer. But it looks like the team of Ruhr are going to be going for a mainly main stair take into study as well. They opened up the main door, opening up Aviator door as well. Droning just below here, making sure it is clear. Drones do come out. Will they spot the person on red stairs? I'm not sure they do. The drone actually goes past, so he has not been droned out, so that might be a danger position later on in the round. Also, as I said, the Jaeger and Valkyrie smartly realizing the one that's pushing into Statue, rotate back towards that 90 red stairs area. Valkyrie dropping as well, the sledge in the hallway, not going to be able to hear her, but the Valkyrie does get droned out. And elsewhere on the map, the Ash does pick off the Vumai. A good pick, Vumai not probably able to put down all his utility in the round. Ash, she is playing below here, gonna get those things, get those Divisive from below the walls. Started for a bit there, but yeah, Valkyrie is still below, and I'm not sure, she was droned up before, but it doesn't seem like anyone seems to be pushing her. There's one below holding her. I think it is the Sledge, not really trying to aggress, maybe waiting for a teammate, and I think that's what's happening here. The Ash thrown ahead a bit, make sure, try to pinpoint her exact location so the Sledge and her can maybe push together. The drone is coming out, the Valkyrie making the play here, trying to rotate out, maybe into the hallway. Not sure if the drone actually comes out and gets off the drone, maybe it's some kind of flank camp. And it seems that Valkyrie seems to have gone unchecked here. Elsewhere in the map, Venom's on that mute. SMG-11 gets lit up to 20 HP, missing a few shots onto that person inside the smoke. I'm not quite sure who he is. The Thermite goes for the breach, but does get shot instantly by Cafu.
Yeah, Cafu is gonna hold the position behind the bar area, and his team is actually in the advantage right now. And as I said, that Valkyrie is gonna go down, and Sophia is gonna make it a 3v3 on the round. Matrix is gonna try and peek into the side holes here, maybe try and go for a kill here, as he knows it's time to push for the side. He has the fuser on him. That to me says that they're not completely sure what to do right now. If Ash has a diffuser, they know there's probably a shotgun player close on the door, and don't really want to challenge that. Leiko is gonna get a kill on the long area of the map here, as the defenders are gonna put themselves in a 3v2 now. Cafu is gonna try and put some shots on the attackers, but he won't be able to, as it will get two actually. Will put themselves in 2v1. Cafu will try and clutch it out in this 1v2. 14 seconds, gas canister is going out, and Zofia will hit her shots. Beautiful headshot there. Was a great shot from him, closing out the round for his team. And it was a really, really close round, and I mean, honestly, in a situation like that, you shouldn't, but you almost kind of expect the smoke to win it out.
Yeah, especially with such low time, and if you remember, I think it was around 30 seconds left. They did have the man in one initial as a 3v2, but I think they were just playing a bit too far apart, not being able to refrag each other and just getting picked off one by one, and that leaves the smoke all alone with 15 seconds left. That's plenty of time to plant the diffuser and fake it, and those smoke grenades, even though they're good, I don't think they're that good enough to be able to clutch it out like that. But yeah, first round
Yeah.
Ruhrsports. A good attempt by Aero to defend the side.
I mean, talking about the smoke canisters there as well, he knew exactly what he smoked. He smoked the map area, right? So the middle, so they don't go there and plant behind the table or that map. So he knows exactly what to aim at when he's clearing the angle around the corner. And then at that point, Zofia is in the open and he's coming out of cover. So Smoke actually has the advantage there. And then at that point, it's just about winning your gunfight. Since Ash is kind of staring at the floor, kind of staring at the bomb, maybe thinking about putting plan down. So just that one gunfight with Zofia, and then you can kind of try and play on time. Unfortunately, that's not what happened, and he didn't play it as well as he could have, although it was a nice try and he used his utility. But again, Cafu could have won it out, but again, it's a 2v1, so you can't really blame it on the player in the 2v1 in the 1v2 situation, even if he's a smoke player, right? So we're gonna head into the same side actually. We're gonna play it again, and it looks like the defense is gonna be very similar here. And I just want to command for a second here the Valkyrie play, that they're sticking to that, because I really feel like a lot of teams just don't use the Valk enough. She's just so strong on Villa specifically, and there's so many places, nooks and crannies, that you can just throw these Valkyrie cams and they kind of give you so much information, and it's not always that easy to find it with the IQ, and a lot of teams don't even bring the IQ. So
yeah, I mean, like you said, usually Valk actually is always banned on these kind of maps where there's a lot of map to cover and you get a lot of intel from those cams, and bringing the Valk or leaving the Valk unchecked and unbanned forces the attacking team to play that IQ if they want to maybe like prevent potential C4s from beneath the floor and etc., and just prevent like just information in general. But it seems to be a very similar setup coming in from Aero Revolution, really maybe realizing that their setup maybe itself wasn't bad, just the execution in the last few seconds. And as you see, that Slows first pick on the last round does get the first pick here onto the Ash, and exactly reverse trade. And that is a fantastic start from Aero here, exactly what they're looking for. Slows gets the pick and just decides to reinforce it off. He's got his first freebie pick, he's gonna go back, put his Midas down for a bit, just sit back in his side. He's wasted a minute and a half, and this is gonna be a worse situation for Ruhrsports.
yeah, definitely is. Now they're in a 4v5 and no trade potential onto Slows, who played it perfectly. Got the frag backed off and start using his utility around the side. So these magnets are definitely gonna be a problem when the side push is gonna come out. Thermite charge is gonna go off right in the side in the aviator room, as Venoms is gonna back up towards the door here in the aviator room, and the attacker's just gonna try and establish this control. They're gonna breach the wall, they're gonna try and hold these angles and force the defenders into positions where it's really rough to play from. As I said, Pinto is gonna get the kill on Slow. So Slow's gonna go down here while Pinto is holding the long bar here, maybe a little bit of an overpeak. And as I said, at Risky, he's gonna get a nade kill onto Venoms. So that's your mute player down on the floor. No C4 from him. And that's a lot of the map control towards the side already been done by the attackers. Another nade is gonna go out and it's gonna... Oh, it's not gonna connect. He's gonna try to spray the wall, but it won't do anything. Fox is gonna get another. Pinto is gonna get the second. Leiko is gonna try and trade back and put himself in a 1v3 here from a 1v4. He will need to make this a 4K if he wants to win the round. So he's gonna try and play this slowly, maybe behind the bomb here. Plant is gonna go down, and it's done. 1v3 situation with a bomb down. Not the easiest situation to be in. He's gonna try to connect some shots in Volt, and he won't be able to. He's gonna strafe back and forth, reload the gun, make sure you have enough bullets to make it happen. Zofia here is on 1 HP, so definitely possible when he's hitting headshots like these, as now he's putting himself in a 1v2. There's definitely one player behind the bar, and he knows that. Heyman is gonna hold it really passively. Leiko is gonna look towards the bar, gonna check the door angle. He's really watching the wrong thing right now, but he doesn't know. But he's gonna try and attack Thermite, and we'll try to bring him down. Thermite is gonna be able to get the kill. Heyman is gonna secure the round for his team. There was a really intense moment there, and I thought maybe he has it for exactly half a second, but I mean IQ is right there in the long bar, in the long area, so the long hallway. So even if he kills Heyman, it's just really rough to win that out. But I mean, a great try from him.
Yeah, and like you said, I think the goal of Thermite there wasn't to get the kill, but just to waste as much time possible, weaving around the bar, counting down the seconds so the IQ has a much easier time in those last few seconds to try to delay and get that bomb completely down with no chance that Leiko could have defused. But yeah, gonna be a side switch up. It's fumbling again. They're gonna go to Trophy Statuary this time, realizing maybe that Aviator isn't really working out. Even with that first pick, and almost perfect first pick, I would say, with the rotate back to side, no refract potential, completely safe. They still managed to lose on the trades front, and the attacking team was just a bit too strong there for them. They're gonna go to Trophy, and surprisingly gonna bring a Frost this time, no Valkyrie, which means that the IQ itself is not going to be having that much value, and that's a double-edged sword of running a IQ, is that if the defending team does not run those strong information gathering perks or utility perks, IQ itself is not really that strong of an operator to bring, but she's a double, but you need to bring her because the bluff that there could be an IQ, or not IQ, they could be a Valkyrie, or they could be the Homai, Jaeger, or Rooney. You still get value, but just not as much, and you'll be able to see here, it is also an extended hold into Aviator. Seems to be a semi-standard setup, I would say, nothing too special. Those Frost Mats that Capu plays as well is going to be very interesting to see if anyone steps into them. Hog Mats, if you would, in the competitive scene. But yeah, they're going to be rotating back around for a bit, trying to gauge where the attacking team is going to be, pushing in from. And as it looks like from their outline, it seems that they're going to be pushing from the bedroom or kitchen. They're going to be going for a top-up take, actually, bottom-up take.
Yeah, that's how it looks like. Although these attackers are really split at the moment, so they could be going for anything. As Matrix is going to be repelling on this Astro window really early on, trying to get a kill here with the drone, and he almost landed that, just missed his shots a little bit as Frost was running through there, and they're not aware of this drone, so this could potentially do a lot of damage here, but now they know that he's there, so they're probably not going to rotate around. Fox is going to actually go for below control heal. Here is going to try to get rid of as much utility as possible from below, as Risky is going to try to hold the flank for him. And what stands out for me right now is just the phenomenal drone work. Great flank drones here from Ruhr in general. And they're putting drones in great spots to try and land some free kills. That's exactly how you should be droning. And I feel like a lot of teams, even in the league, can really learn from this droning right now. Venom's gonna hold a really tight angle here, but it doesn't look like anyone is gonna go towards him. As Slows is going to be in a perfect position here for the Wamai, supported by these ADSs. He will try to deny as much utility as possible. That's just in order to deny all the nades that can potentially come through the window and clear out the closet, right? But he has so much utility on him right now, and he's gonna get the kill onto Heyman right now. So that's your player with flashes, that's your burns down on the floor now, and now you have to rely on the nades. But what can the nades do if there are no burns? Not much is the answer. Fox is gonna try to rotate, but Wame doesn't need to rotate off there. Matrix is gonna get another kill, and he's gonna try to equalize, but he won't be able to, as Cafu is gonna get a trade back onto Risky. That's your nades down, and Matrix is down on the puck mat. So Fox is in a 1v4 situation right now. He's gonna maybe try to go for a pickup. Maybe he's gonna try to bait out here. He's gonna hold the angle towards bathroom, picking up the Ash. That's very risky, but I'm sure the defenders know of it. The Ash is very low on HP, so it's definitely favorable for the defenders right now. Venom's gonna strafe back and forth here. They're just waiting for these gunfights. It could be dangerous for them actually, as Tenjin here is on very low HP, but the attackers are not making a move. Fox is gonna lend a shot onto Tenjin. He's gonna be down on the floor. They're gonna put themselves in a 2v3 situation and make it a 1v3. Now is Matrix pushed into Astro. Leiko is gonna get him from the flank and is gonna close out the round. And the defenders are gonna get the first round on the board for themselves here. After not succeeding twice in a row in Aviator, they're gonna succeed in Trophy.
Yeah, and especially at the end of the round, those question marks coming out maybe makes you wonder that there was some bug with the frostbite, maybe where she shot it and it didn't get shot, or maybe she just confused it by Leiko or Cafu. I think put the frostbite there. Regardless of that, it was a.
I think it's the latter. I feel like it's the latter.
Might have been the latter, but regardless of that, I do think that that round, when the Pogman happened, or the destruction of the Pogman happened and the Ash got down, I think that round was set in stone. It was really hard for them, especially the pickup and the time, and I think Diffuser was also dropped outside balcony, so no plant, they had to go for kills, and with those tight angles being covered, it's almost impossible to do that. But but to bring attention to actually the drone spot at the start of the round, I almost forgot, that was such a nice drone spot on that, watching that Astro window from, I'm not even sure what to call them, those wooden beams? Like underneath.
Yeah, wooden beams. Yeah, that's actually amazing. I wasn't sure if there's a spot there, but apparently there is. And to see great drone work from both Pinto and Matrix. Pinto's consistently making sure that he's putting these well-hidden flank drones on the flanks. He's doing his job as an entry here in terms of kills, and he's putting his flank drones down before a potential gunfight. Just in case, you know, if he dies. So these drones actually have some use, and then it allows the supports to use their drones for anything else. And Matrix using his drone really aggressively there in a hidden spot, trying to get an early kill. I think it's just beautiful to see from these teams, from this team actually, from this specific team, Roar, and they're doing a great job until now. I mean, they are attacking Villa. It's not the easiest job in the world, and we're not gonna say that Villa is crazily defender-sided, although it definitely could be, but it's not the case anymore as it used to be. But with these with the ace on the board actually, instead of the thermite, I was just about to talk about the thermite last round. I think they're gonna equalize the situation here a little bit, as I feel like Ace is definitely a stronger operator on this map. Ooh, that was a close one.
And like you said, the ace being brought instead of the thermite there, just gonna ignore that for a second, just as the gunfight's going out, the C4 being tossed wide, the Ash swing is trying to get the pick, Engine on such low HP. But I was gonna say that the Valkyrie was being switched for the Melusi, but the Melusi might have just lost her life right there, and that C4 being expended also means that she doesn't have any more utility in her back pocket, she just has her gun to assist her. But as I was saying, with the smokes from the thermite not being brought anymore, the downfall kind of take they did in the first two rounds. So they're gonna possibly going for a different kind of execute. Usually they would smoke off that aviator breach before kind of thermite it, but maybe they can just get it from outside and do some kind of different take. But it seems to be a pretty similar take from what happened in the first two rounds, where they're getting this bottom for control. And as I say that, the Ash of Matrix does pick off slows again. These two seem to always be fighting for that opening pick when it is this side. And it looks like Capcom's trying to get that second pick, that refrag. Anyone dares to peek that shotgun blast is gonna go straight towards her body and probably going to be eating still. He's still there in that spot. Will he be spotted out by the Zofia? No, he's just close enough to the wall where he doesn't get spotted out. And actually, this is such a good position. He can get one free kill, maybe two. The rat position's coming out. Ash, she seems to be prone as well. Both rats on the ground, just not wanting to push anything here. And Venom's on this breach, trying hard not to die. And Cafu with this that does get the first pick as well, but will get traded off. But elsewhere on the map, Leiko goes huge with 2 kills before getting refragged. Now it's all on to Fox and Matrix, and suddenly it's a 2v2. Tension, Venom, Matrix, Fox. They seem to be across the map. Fox going for a few shots and whiffs them, leaving them on 1 HP. And Matrix goes for the flank onto Red Stars and picks off Venom, leaving it all onto Tension. Fox on a sliver of HP, and Matrix on a full HP somewhere across the map, maybe by 90. He's gonna have to play this well. 30 seconds left. He needs to get this first pick onto Fox. He needs to be aggressive here. Matrix is on full HP. He needs to get this first pick if he wants to win this round. 20 seconds left. Does he know that Diffuser is down there? Maybe he does. He keeps glancing at the direction. He's looking at this door. The attackers seem to know that he is playing in Vault here. They're gonna try to push him together to get that frag. The Ash goes for the pick, and he does get it. And that is a close round, I would say, but it is a round.
Yeah, another round for the attackers. Ace Matrix really showed his dominance this time around. Until now, it was Pinto really dominating on the Zofia, but Matrix is definitely showing the reason why he's playing Ash right now. Being able to sneak around like that and making sure that he will secure the kill there at the flank to make it a 2v1 for his team and put themselves in a really favorable position to win this one out. And then from there on, it was just a matter of teamwork, playing together, making sure you're pushing the player involved at the same time. As soon as I had the information, it definitely had that one. And yeah, just really well played by Matrix there, winning that gunfight at the end, and in general, just making sure that he's putting his team in the advantage with the opening frag as well. Again,
on to slows, but yeah, just adding a bit of spice to that fire. Maybe if you might be wondering if they didn't bring that Melusia and they brought that Valk instead, maybe they would have had that information on that Red Star's flank, and maybe that round would have gone differently. But you know, there's no point wondering about what could have been. Going to go to the next round, and it's going to be a dining defense. I think Aero realized that maybe Aviator is not the best side. They don't seem to be having the best of results on there. Ruhrsports seem to always have the upper hand, no matter at what point in the round, and smartly maybe deciding to go to dining, and a different side is being tested out. Also, the pulse being brought here is going to give a lot of information. If you consider there's 4 C4s on the side of Aero Revolution, I won't be surprised to see some snipers flying through the floor and some colorful kills. But
yeah, we saw in the league previously. I don't remember what team it was or what player it was. Maybe Trippin can remind me, but we had a player here on Villa that got like 8 kills with C4s in one map. Like, it was insane, and he was actually on mute. Okay. Maybe it was Wolves. Yeah. Maybe it was Wolves. But anyway, my point is that on Villa, these C4s are really dangerous, and that's the reason why Fox is consistently bringing that IQ to try and deny those C4s from below. These are the C4s that I'm talking about. No, I mean, that's a rough one, and that was a close one as well. They have 4 C4s to work with, and that's so much kill potential here. Shots are gonna try to hit the pools, but it's just not gonna be enough. Usually, it's not enough. Usually, you're gonna hit the beams, and the IQ is just not gonna be enough to finish off the pool. Seiko is gonna go for a flank, and he's gonna down the Ash there. He just won't have enough time or an angle to finish out that kill, and he's gonna do the smart thing and back off. I mean, look at these attackers. They're so worried about the flank right now. They're looking at the red stairs, they're looking at the main stairs. If there were white stairs, they would be looking at those as well. As Tenjin, he's gonna get another headshot for his team. Their risky is down. So 5v3 for the defenders, and finally, they're really showing dominance right now. As Matrix is... Yeah, so Matrix is up on his feet. Tenjin is gonna get another follow-up headshot there, and he's just gonna keep hunting them from the looks of it. Leiko is gonna get another one, gonna put Matrix in a 1v5 situation, and it looks very bad for him with this very low HP, 20 HP here. He's gonna look for a gunfight with Tenjin inside of battle.
Shots being whiffed, but overall, Cafu does finish out the round, and it's not even a big C4 round. I think 2 of the 4 C4s were used overall towards the end of the round. And I think that first C4 really rattled them, and once the IQ realized there was a pulse below, they started panicking, and then Leiko on the flank got one down, and suddenly didn't know what was happening. They didn't have any information on the defenders. They didn't know one was still Master, who got a free pick there, and then could just play on the, just slightly started walking backwards or hold the angle. I fills the attackers with more confusion and anxiety. They don't know where the defenders are, and it just becomes a big mess for them to try to get it out. But I'd also like to call out the setup as well from Aero Evolution. Bringing that Mozzie and Mute combo there, not something you would see in this kind of meta, but they brought it there, I think, to defend that Pulse, to make sure he doesn't get droned out early game. And also just to deny information upstairs, making them need to clear it like by face checking it, which would allow them to walk into the rooms and the C4s, which we said earlier, come into more effect. But yeah, a definite good use of the operator mishmash lineup there, and something that I definitely wanted to call.
Yeah, and these are also additional C4s, so when you bring in Mozzie and Mute, that means that you're bringing 2 C4s on the board already here. Yeah, that was a really good lineup from them. I mean, almost standard for a kitchen, just because usually you see a pulse and you see 2 operators in addition to pulse with C4s there, but they brought 4, which I definitely commend that, and I think that's the way to go on this side, because it's a site that's very hard to play when you don't have the vertical control, when the attackers have the vertical control, because there's so many places in the side that are just gonna get opened up, and you're just gonna get shot in your head from above, and these are gunfights that are really, really hard to win. So I think it was a really good play from them, bringing a lot of C4s there. And it's not only the kill potential from the C4s, right? Like you said, it's that potential chaos that they're bringing. Because when you have a C4 like that, you get the first kill, all right, and then the IQ needs to look at the floor. Another player needs to cover the IQ. That's a player that could be watching flank. Now he's not watching flank anymore. Then the Jaeger is flanking, getting a kill. And then you have a third player who's covering the player who's watching a flank. So basically, it just creates so much pressure, so much chaos around the map for the attackers that they just basically have to watch everything and watch out for below them, what's beneath them, what's above them, what's on their sides. They need to be watching everything there. So the attackers definitely are gonna watch out a little bit more for the C4s here, but it's rough on Villa. It's definitely rough.
Leko getting caught out there.
Fox.
Capu does get a refrag elsewhere on the map, but you gotta wonder, the IQ just repelling into 90, no one was covering, just sandwiches Leko there with a drone in between as well, so Leko couldn't really escape, go down the stairs like he was a dead man there walking. But the IQ, who repelled into 90 windows, still kind of unbelieving that no one was watching that window or anything. She just repelled in, shot the cam and held the angle. But yeah, a refrag does come elsewhere on the map onto the form of Sophia.
I believe it was droned when IQ repelled in.
I do believe it was drone, but it's just surprising that Aero wasn't really trying to hold that, especially when they had such strong setup here. But yeah, it seems to be a strong aviator take, gonna be a south to north side, you know, gonna push up, get into master bedroom, depends on how it's looking in the round, and Tenjin still playing downstairs actually. Expecting someone to do that late flank rotate, but it doesn't seem to be happening, at least not yet. But the majority of focus of Ruhrsports seems to be on this landing side, trying to get the first free pick on his side. Slowest does light up a Matrix, and Fox picks up the kill on 2 Cafu, I think, onto the Frost, and Fox
it was Cafu.
The Fox is pushing up again, and it does seem to be that rotate I was talking about, the sledge rotating away, and Fox actually being lit up elsewhere on the side. Slowest peeks into the crossfire though, and does get shot immediately. Now it's a 2v4.
Oh, Fox 4K!
4K. It's all on him. Can he get this ace? He misses a few shots. It's tension there. What's happening here? The plant starts to go down. Trying to get these shots, but he doesn't get it. Tension gets the first kill. Now it's a 2v1.
Risky's gonna close it out for his team. I mean, I wanted to see that ace, man. Okay, it looks like we have a little bit of a technical difficulty here with Sean. So I'm just gonna solo cast for a little bit, as I did in the past here. That's okay. That's normal. Technical difficulties happen. We're just gonna keep it entertaining for everyone. And we finished off the split here. So 4-2 advantage for Roar when they were attacking on Villa is amazing. I'm sure they're gonna head into defense here with confidence. When you're going 3-3 on Villa, you're on the attack, you're already feeling good, just because it is considered to be at least a little bit in most matches to be defender-sided, and at least a little bit, right? So the attackers getting the advantage there, getting 4 rounds on the board, is definitely something that gives you motivation, and you just feel like you're gonna be unbeatable on defense, because if you're dominating so much on attack, what are they gonna do when you're defending, right? I mean, of course, it's not actually the case, but that's just how the players usually feel. as they're just gonna start off with a classic standard aviator hold here. So aviator first, it's something that we see really often. And looks like we're gonna see a little bit of a roam possibly towards the bedroom side, maybe a little bit of a statue roam. Definitely looks like that because the walls are reinforced over there.
Jammer deployed.
Yeah, and looks like Leiko is gonna bring in the Yana here. So Yana and IQ in tangent here. So no Ash. That's something that Roar just brought in consistently, and that's not something that Aero is gonna bring in here. They would rather have a little bit of more utility, maybe some more nades, and potentially to have Tenjin to drawn out something. But Pinto is gonna get a spawn kill here, and he's gonna try to go for another one, but a bit too greedy there. You're throwing a little bit too much, as Leiko is gonna actually refrag that kill. Yana is gonna refrag onto Melusi there. That killed off Tenjin in the spawn kill. So there's not gonna be any IQ on the board anymore, but that's irrelevant since there's no use for the IQ for this round specifically. Risky is gonna get the kill here, I believe, onto bedroom, as he's consistently peeking here on this horizontal hole that the defenders made. Matrix is gonna shoot a little bit more towards the bedroom area. He's gonna get a kill, actually, a beautiful headshot onto Cafu there with the sprayed control. So Cafu is gonna go down, and only 2 attackers on the board. So Roar is definitely dominating as I expected here on defense, and they're gonna put themselves in a 4v2 situation with a down player, Leiko, on the floor here. I don't know if Roar knows this, but it actually doesn't matter, as even if Leiko is gonna get picked up now, he's gonna work only with 20 HP. So basically one shot from any gun is gonna finish him out. So it's really up to Venoms right now to make the plays. So Venoms is gonna try and peek around the corners here, maybe peek the horizontal holes that the defenders made. He's gonna definitely look for a gunfight here, and he's gonna get one. He's gonna make that AK-12 work. Fox gonna go down here. Beautiful headshot onto Fox, and he's gonna put his team in a 2v3. So Risky here is on very low HP, and that's could be potentially problematic here for the defenders, because again, Risky is just like Leiko here in a one-shot scenario. Matrix is gonna get a kill here. It looks like he's playing very isolated. He's gonna get a kill on the Yana clone, sorry. It looks like he's very isolated from the defenders, and he's gonna go down as well. So the AK-12 is just singing and doing a lot of job here, as he's gonna put his team back in a 2v2, gonna equalize the situation a little bit. They still have 30 seconds to work with. That's something that it's really possible for them to get this win and clutch it out. As Risky here, as I said before, he's on very low HP, so he's gonna try and not peek the corner here. He's gonna try and not peek that door. He knows it's very risky from him to do that. No pun intended there. As Leiko and Venom, they're just gonna cruise around here, trying to go for a kill here. And Venom is gonna get another one here. He's gonna get a triple. He's gonna try to put a plan down, but Mute is gonna deny with a C4. Leiko knows that he needs to get the kill now. Mute is probably playing behind the bar. He's gonna be aiming at the right thing, but is he gonna do it in time? No, he won't, because the SMG-11 is gonna finish it out. And such a valiant try from the ace there, just really fragging and doing a lot of the job for the team there, really trying to bring it back, but just not enough, because when he was putting that plan down, he got denied by the C4, and that's just unfortunate, because besides that, he did a great job, and that's not even his fault, actually.
I mean, I was having a bit of Discord connection problems there, but hopefully we are fine now. Hopefully, you know, I think I missed a bit of a round, but it's
hopefully, bro. I was talking for like 4 minutes straight.
I'll take over for now. Not sure, my Discord just went to 5,000, and then I restarted, and it now seems to be fine and working. So, no rehost, no nothing like that.
That's right. Technical difficulties happen. I mean, as you can see though, Roar is still dominating, and they're already on a 5-2 advantage here. So they won their first defensive round, and it was pretty dominant. Besides the simple fact that Venom's on ace almost brought it back completely, got a crazy triple K there, and almost put the plan down. So it was a really close round, and it was actually a clutch by Heyman there. Heyman clutched that 1v2. He did it like a boss, but it was too close for comfort. It was a 4v2 that just unnecessarily was almost lost, because some of the players here on Roar were just a little bit too aggressive. So hopefully they're not gonna repeat that mistake again.
And that's actually Venom's only 3 kills of the game if you look at the scoreboard. And
That's true. That's
what a
true. I
three
didn't
kill.
even
Yeah.
notice.
But yeah, as we get into this game, I think now it is coming into that do or die pressure for Aero. They need to get this round. They cannot let it go to. They cannot let it go to match point. As Risky is just reading the lines. They're trying to calm himself down. Reading calms some people down. Maybe that's what he's trying to do there. And like I said, 5-2 split. Aero need to get
Yeah,
this round now. Otherwise, it's gonna be pretty hard, especially when it's match point 6-2.
definitely gonna be hard as well for the mental. When you see that match point, when it says match point every time you load into the next round, even if you're winning, if you won it for the first time or the second time or whatever it is, every time you see match point, you just feel that pressure. You just can't help it, especially at this level when you know that the tiniest mistake can just cost you so much. So you're really gonna try and not make any of these mistakes at all, and I'm sure that's what Aero is gonna try to strive for here. Not to say that they didn't try until now, but I'm sure they're gonna try even harder. As that 5-2 scoreline is definitely gonna give you the proper motivation to do so. Risky is gonna really quietly sneak up here onto Yana, and he's gonna be able to get that beautiful headshot there on the unexpecting player. Leiko had no idea that's coming around the corner there, as the Jaeger were just sneaking up and got the kill. A great pick from him, as Kafu is gonna trade back there and he's gonna make it a 4v4. Fox is gonna go down. That's Kafu, the sledge player, who's gonna get that kill. Pinto is gonna trade back onto slows here, and he's gonna again take back the advantage, as Kafu is gonna make sure that he's making a statement here, a double kill, and also trying to tank the Jaeger there a little bit, whiffing a little bit of shots, but Jaeger was just running around, so you can't blame him on that. And the attackers are right now with 1:15 here on the clock and a 3v3 situation. They have time to work with, and they can do the best of it. Risky is gonna go down by Venoms, and Venoms is waking up again. Hopefully for the defenders, hopefully for Roar, he's not gonna repeat what he did here last time around, because this time around he also has more teammates to back him up. Matrix is gonna get a headshot here onto Tension from the flank, and looks like the attackers know exactly where he's at. They're gonna try and focus up on pushing the other defender here, as he's playing in Astro here, and they know it. Cafu is gonna get that kill, triple kill for Cafu here. Then he's gonna start going down, and he's gonna stop. Venoms is gonna try and hold this plant away. Wait, there was a lag for me. Looks like Cafu got the 4 kill on the round here, and he's gonna finish it up. And yeah, yeah, just finish it up with a drop shot. I mean, beautiful plays from him. Nevertheless, you just really can't take it away from him. Getting these 3 important kills on the round and closing it out at the end there. While
Yeah.
Plant was potentially going down, I'm not too sure, but I think Venoms was putting it down.
I mean, I think in that situation they're probably trying to go for kill just because Caf was on low health. But regardless of that, they did get that round, that much needed round, and I was scared for them for a second. When they did that solo push into kitchen with only the Iana pushing in, that's always so risky. Only having one player push kitchen, that gives basically just a one-on-one, and that defender or attacker who wins that usually is allowed to roam free for the rest of the game, and they get control of that lower kitchen area. And Leiko not realizing that someone flanked all the way from those basement stairs led to him dying, and I think Cafu has to be the MVP of that round. He got so many kills and the refrags, and Venom's got that nice little kill as well and put his team in a good position. But oh no, Fox leaving the game. Technical difficulties.
Looks like we're gonna have a Riost here. Technical difficulties all across the board here with casters and players here. That's just classic Siege for you guys. I mean,
you know how it is.
we're not expecting anything else. There's always at least one rehost or one pause per game. That's just standard Siege for you, right?
Yep. And like you said, rehost moment, like it happens I think almost every other game that now. I'm not even surprised.
Every game, man. Not every other game. It's every single game. I'm just waiting for that moment.
When will be the first game where nothing goes wrong and it's perfect? Like,
oh, I'll tell you what. It's definitely gonna be a game when Trippin is on production, because when Epsilon is on production, we're always gonna have technical difficulties. At least with me. Apparently, I'm just bringing in the bad luck according to Epsilon, but I mean, I don't know. I don't know if that's true. I don't know if that's true. I don't know if it's up to me, man. Looks like Trippin is doing just fine. But yeah, I mean, looks like we definitely have a game here for us.
Yeah, 5-3, especially, they're not out yet, Aero, if they lose that round there, it's in a difficult spot, but putting that back bringing the round difference to just 2, and that momentum shift as well to winning that round, to putting in a 5v3. It puts them in a pretty good spot to try to make a comeback here, and eventually, if potentially try to take the game into overtime or just win it straight out. Maybe they can win the next 3 in a row. But it's definitely a close game, not one that you may have thought, depending on the scorelines of maps they have played before, because like I said at the start, I think if I remember correctly, Aero played Villa once and they lost that 7-2, and Ruhr played it once and they won 7-5. So doesn't seem to be in Aero's favor so far, but the map today seems to be different, and I think it's on anyone so far. Even though I think it's pretty hard to call who wins this one. What do you think?
I wouldn't call it just yet. I mean, from the way that Aero is playing, it looks like they're trying their best to wake up as much as possible right now. It looks like they're succeeding, actually getting that last round. In the previous round before that, they almost clutched out a 4v2 because of Venoms. They're getting a lot of kills for his team, and it was a really close one. It was really a tight scenario there for the mute player. I just forgot who it was, but it was the mute player. He was in a 1v2 situation. It was definitely a tight spot for him. He got that C4 kill, which was very fortunate for him. That Ace just put the plan down. Venom put the plan down in the most default position. It was just so fortunate for that mute, because if he doesn't, I don't think he wins that, because that plan would have went down. It was too far away. He wasn't in a position to actually get in there and deny that plant up close. And if he would be, I believe that the other player would have tried to deny him, and that would have definitely been a gunfight there. So that was a close round, and then the round after, they come out swinging here with 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 Cafu. Yeah, Cafu just making plays left and right, getting a 4K there, and just in general getting beautiful kills, right?
Yeah, and I think just the momentum shift, like Venom's playing so well to get those 3K, and the nice tries probably coming in the team. It brings that fuel and motivation that these guys, even though they're having more rounds than us, they're not better than us. We can do this. It's easy. Come on, guys. Let's focus up and get these kills. And I think that's exactly what Cafu did. And hopefully that's exactly what happens in these coming rounds, and we get to see another exciting game.
Yeah, definitely. And I just want to go back to the map here a little bit, as because you said that, I went back and checked, and it looks like Aero lost to QVG here on Villa on a 1-7 score line.
Yeah.
So they lost really, really hard. Got stumped basically, and Vor won against Wolves which Wolves is actually not bad at Villa at all from what I can remember. They won against them in a 7-5 scoreline, so pretty close. But again, Wolves is a good team, so you never know, right? That could have just been a really hard game for them. So definitely looks like, as you said before, Vor definitely has the advantage here a little bit from the way it looks like from the previous scorelines against other teams. But again, you never know, because the matchup makes a difference, right? There could be one problematic player here right now for Vor that will wake up on Aero's side and will just completely tear them a new one. Will just run around here. Will just do whatever he wants, and they're gonna struggle a lot with that. But everything is possible here, and sometimes a specific team or a specific player is really not meshing well with the way you want to play the game, and it's really throwing you off and just losing your entire group. So you could be the better team, but he's gonna if a player or a team is gonna really feel it well, they can really throw you off your guard, right?
Yeah, I mean, Prestige, I think it's 30% a game of physical attributes of gunning and calling and stuff, and 70% a mental game. If you have that confidence, you have that mentality, you can do much better than you actually probably think you can do. And I'm a firm believer in that mental is a big part of Siege, and I think most people agree with me there. But bring us into the round, I actually wanted to bring up, I saw the Ella being played in both these rounds, and I thought, oh my god, Ella shotgun in the closet, it's happening. And it didn't happen the first shot, and the Ella got brought again, so I'm like, oh, maybe they just didn't pick the correct gun. But it does seem to be an Ella Scorpion Evo, maybe some kind of strat, maybe some kind of location she's gonna play. I think the last round she was playing by the statue side and got that late pick onto the IQ as well, making it a pretty close round. But Jaeger still playing downstairs, same as last round. Doesn't seem to be any changes for the plans of Ruhrsports. They're going to be doing a very similar kind of defense hold here. And look at this, Fox going for such an aggressive peek. I mean, you gotta admire the guts of this man to do something like this, especially when he's against a team, who have those gunners and players, especially like Cafu and Venoms, who have had 2 very good rounds and they're probably feeling themselves now. And Risky, he's playing by this mudroom door. He's gonna try to play stealthily here, not give away too much information, maybe get a free pick or two, but it doesn't seem that anyone has pushed into pantry yet. The closest seems to be Leiko, who is inside of the pantry, as I say, so on top of the hatch, maybe expecting someone to push in, and I think that Jaeger's itching for it. I think he's pushing in, he's crouch walking in, and I wouldn't expect someone to play here, and Leiko should have a pretty easy kill, but oh my god, it's so close, and how has there not been a gunfight there? By inches, mere inches, Leiko somehow doesn't see the Jaeger, and now he must aggress to get this kill.
Oh my god.
Left.
He's right there. Oh no.
He eventually gets that kill, but that was dramatic. But elsewhere on the map, Cafu does also get picked off, the hero of the last round, let's say. But Leiko seems to be the hero of this round as he gets 2 quick picks. And Matrix had a nice drive-by shot, and suddenly it's a 2v2, but actually a 2v1 because Matrix is down, but I don't think the team of Aero realized it. Yeah, I don't think they've realized it, and I think the Mute's gonna go try to pick up this teammate down here, and yeah, no one's gonna be trying to confirm this kill. I don't think Aero have any idea. I think the nade came from below from the Iana onto a potential default plan. I don't think anyone's watching points, no indication of down, and Ella's gonna get revived on 25 HP, being it back to that 2v2 situation with 40 seconds left to play for.
Oh no.
Iana, will she get this pick? She does. Leiko, quad kill of this round. Definitely your MVP so far. He's done so well. He's gonna try to get his drone, but the drone is downstairs. Now it's all onto Heyman, RHS, the Mute. He does have a C4 in his inventory. He can't deny the plant that way, and I think he was also the player who denied Venoms that clutch round. And it's gonna be up to him as the IQ jumps in, gets traded off immediately. No, Leiko wasn't able to kill, and Leiko needs to go for the frag here now. He's gonna rotate all the way around. He's gonna be spotting the Mute. He does spot the Mute, but the Mute gets the pick, and Leiko, 4 kills. Unable to get the ace, the final kill evading him, the IQ just a bit too fast for Leiko, not being able to catch him in a good position for the refrag.
Bro, we've seen already 3 4Ks this game, and no aces. These players just teasing us at this point. They're toying with us, man. This is not fair, guys. We want to see an ace. You can't be doing that. You're getting crazy kills, and then you're joking at on the very last one. Come on, guys. I mean, I'm commending Heyman for clutching that one out. It was well played. Again, Heyman just looks like, you know, from every game that I'm casting Heyman, he just looks like that solid support that you have in your back lines, just covering, just making sure that he's closing out the rounds. You know, when he's a clutch scenario, he's always playing it very correctly. He's always picking the right angle. He's not picking too aggressively. He's not too passive. He always knows what to be watching, what to be doing, where to throw the utility. Just a very solid support all around that can also get frags for you at the end of the round and really close out those rounds in the 1v1, 1v2 scenarios when you clean up for him, right? And it's just beautiful to watch, to see Heyman really do such a great job for his team.
Yeah,
I'm really excited to see more from him.
Yeah, and sorry to cut you off, but that you gotta like add to this point as well that having such a good support player on the team, like it must boost the confidence of Ruhrsports to know that they can go for those aggressive plays, they can go for those crazy peaks because they know there's a solid player like Heyman in the back just waiting with a 1v2, 1v3. Hey guys, it's okay. It's a 1v2. I can win these. Just give me the calls, and I'll.
It's exactly like that, man. It's exactly like that. It just gives you a little bit more confidence as a fragger, as a roamer, whatever you are, to go for these aggressive plays because you know that all of your players on Earth, even if you die here, that's okay. The other players on your team, they have you. They can back you up. They can still get the round here, and it allows everyone just to be a little bit more free to go for the risky plays when you feel like you should go for the risky play, and you have a good opportunity.
Speaking of risky plays.
Yeah, that's a rough one, but it's not easy to get the angles onto that spot there, and it's possible. Maybe it's even impossible there. No, I think there's a pixel, but no one checks that, man. No one checks that.
The Mozzie actually getting the drone, and that's a wasted Flourish drone. If only he had 3 more drones to throw in.
The thing is that he has. He has.
No. But if you look at the drone economy, actually, the team of Aero Revolution actually doing quite well on the drone. I think only 1 is shot. The 4 seem to be on the map, 1-5 in the pocket, and they seem to be going for a bottom-up take, very similar to what Ruhrsports did actually, but they're going for the dining side instead of going for a living room take. And will this man be spotted out? Fox, he's going to be playing on the bottom-up right stairs. He's going to be playing in a very quote-unquote rat position, and Pinto as well, flanking, trying to isolate maybe that Iana who was pushing earlier, but I think that Iana smartly backs there, realizing it's not a gunfight I should take. I don't have enough information. I probably cannot win this. And especially considering how well he did last round, he needs to stay alive because his team are at match point. We haven't even talked about this do or die now for Aero Revolution.
Yeah, it's definitely do or die, and it's just gonna raise the stakes even higher for them, just a little bit more, because they know that they really cannot afford any mistakes here. And as I said, in Matrix and Fox, they're gonna light up the scoreboard here. Blue, they're gonna get 2 kills here in a row with the Roni here. The Roni really doing a lot of work here from both of these players, and they're gonna put themselves in a 5v3 and only 1 minute to work with for the attackers. Cafu is gonna trade back here, gonna try to equalize just slightly here. So a great, beautiful headshot there onto Risky. Pinto is gonna get a C4 though. He's gonna trade back onto Venoms, and the defenders are still in the advantage here in a 4v2. So we need to see some hero plays here from Cafu or Tension to wake up. Tension, it's your time now. We've seen basically every single player on your team really showing up here besides you, so it's really your time right now to shine if you want to put your team on the map here. As Pinto is gonna take down Cafu. Cafu is gonna be down here on the floor. He's gonna be dead here around the map area. Heyman is gonna spray the long area, and they know exactly where the stacker is. He's gonna try and play a ring around Rosie just a little bit here. Gonna spray the Mozzie a little bit, but he's gonna get wide swung by Pinto here, who's gonna finish up the kill, gonna finish up this map, and gonna secure at least a point for Ruhrsports.
I mean, 7-3, I don't think this scoreline does it justice. I feel like the game was much closer than a 7-3. Don't you feel like it? I feel like there was
I feel like it was definitely a little bit closer, but I feel like a lot of these rounds had a lot of impactless frags in them.
A lot of empty 4Ks, let's say.
Yes, there were empty 4Ks, empty 3Ks. That's, I mean, at the end of the day, it just looks like every time Heyman just shows up and just steals away the thunder. That's just how it looks like to me. Maybe I'm just biased at this point, because I just see the men just clutching out so much and just really staying alive, making sure his survivability stats are high, making sure his clutch scenario clutches are high. So it's really bringing the entire worth of the team way up when you have a player like this on your team. That's how it looks like to me. I don't see the stats in front of me right now, but that's what I'm guessing the scenario is, because I just see him do so much work for his team consistently throughout every match. And that being said, we're gonna go for a little bit of a break here. We need a break from that game. It was really exciting to watch, and yeah, and we're gonna go straight back into this game and into Consulate right after. So stay here, don't go anywhere. We're just gonna take a little bit of a break and we'll be back.
Right back.
Smart. He's gonna find Dixon and he's gonna lose his life to Deadly. Same thing we saw already. F Smoke, but Cryptic is gonna get Googie.
Oh.
At F2 now on a roll, taking out Mitchell. For Christ's sake, just pull the fucking, press the button. There you go. He's gonna fly in. Heat out. Cadellas are coming out. There's gonna be a look for perfect rush, but no corner. Like, there you go. He catches that too. He catches Kennedy over like a drone, not being aware at all. Cryptic is gonna find one. Mitchell another one. It's an absolute slaughterhouse. Kelmer ready with the.
It's like it's always defender sided. I don't know. I don't like talking about how like you're expected to get certain rounds.
Yeah, and finally an opening kill for them. I mean, they just couldn't get one, and they're gonna get another one, actually a double here from Pinto, as the players are gonna get aggressive towards the double window as well. And it looks like Neko is gonna trade back, but they're gonna be hunting this Jaeger, and Pinto is gonna get another one actually on the bed there. Neko with the smoke canisters here, and he will need to make it a 4K to win out the round. So he's gonna hear the plan, and he will be shot down by Pinto. A 4K from Pinto, I believe. A little bit more aggressive. This is actually a very interesting strat, just because it denies the room clear so much. As Pinto is gonna be taken down by Crack that was sneaking down.
Does take out Matrix at least. Risky's caught in a tough spot. Things are looking rough still for Ruhr's is just up to Risky. 1-on-3. He's got 2 bodies that are pretty low. He can find it, but he's just been called out. Crack saw the foot, and he's gonna take the head off of Risky.
That's Mitchell right there. Helm is gonna find Goody, leaving only Kex, the only one right now to be able to defend us. He is now in a 1v3. Cryptic is gonna get that confirmed kill onto Googie, as Cryptic will also gonna go for the defuse. Kex will find Calm, but Kex will find Mitchell. Cryptic has to go away. He could have just stuck it on, but he doesn't. Kex clutches it out.
Wow.
Kex clutches it out for QVG Academy.
The thin line that separates your shadows from my soul.